I respect my followers so much because they respect me as well. So let me say for the past 7 days now, I have been trying to know the kind of questions people are asking more. So I decided to use some AI tool to, check it out. And I see that so many people are so concerned about 2027 election, and some people are asking me, they just want to know, what is my own take? What am I doing in this 2027? That is what they want to know. And in this video, I am going to answer the question. So no need to be replying it one after the other. That is the purpose of this video. Now, I've been making one statement right from time, and I am not going to change what I'm saying. Number one, there is no political regime change that is going to change Nigeria. There is nobody that will enter Aso Rock that is going to change Nigeria. But removing Tinubu from Aso Rock is not something of political. It is a counter-terrorism. This is the reason why I want people to remove Tinubu. This is the reason why I want people to join hands to kick Tinubu out of Aso Rock. This is not because of politics. It is a counter-terrorism, and it is because of terrorism issue. Now, this is what I mean, and this is what I stand for. We have a reasonable evidence that Tinubu's administration, dating from Buhari's administration, are supporting terrorists in Nigeria. Yes, we have reasonable proofs to this. But that is not the only reason. The APC imported this Fulani militia into the country, and they admitted that they imported it. Now, there are so many allegations that Tinubu is still paying them through Nuhu Rebado. Someone like Babadatia Mederufai, they made a statement on national television. But is that the reason why I just conclude and made my decision? No, that is not. I made a video and I was asking one question: who made the call? I don't know if some of you remember that video. Who made the call? I was referring to when a call came from Aso Rock to Nigerian soldiers who were guiding school children, because there was an intelligence that the terrorists, ISIS, are coming to kidnap the school children. So because of that, they now deploy troops to there to guide them and protect them. So a call came from Abuja that the soldiers should leave because the terrorists are coming. They made it clear. The terrorists are coming. I want you people to leave and allow them to take the children. Who made the call? The soldiers admitted that yes, call came from above and they asked us to leave. Guess what? Christopher Musa, in assuming office as a Minister of Defense, he said he's going to bring the person out. He said it on the Senate floor. Senators set up committee to probe that call and bring out who made the call. Guess what? They quench everything. Now, stay with me. I'm about to shock you. There is a war in Nigeria already, but that is not the kind of war I'm talking about. You see, these terrorists, they will be going from house to house to kill people, to behead people. And that is going to lead to another, something like a civil war in Nigeria. This thing I'm telling you, these terrorists, if you have been studying them, they are not giving up. By the way, what do they want? If you read their mission statement, if you don't have the book, Google it, or you use AI to direct you to the link. Their mission is to overthrow the Nigerian government, install Islamic State, which will be governed by Sharia law. That is their mission. Not me. I'm not the one saying it too. So go and Google it and read it by yourself so that you understand what I'm saying. So if the Tinubu administration could be covering someone who called soldiers to leave, that the terrorists are coming to take the children. Now, I was watching the video of a governor of Plateau State. There was a video they posted last year. This is the soldiers. This is the governor. These are the police who came with the governor. And the community people, the indigenes, were accusing the army, the military, in presence of the governor. They were telling the governor, I saw this military man. He was directing the terrorists to kill us. I saw this man. He was directing the terrorists to shoot us. Upon all these things, nobody is talking. Dauda Nawa said that he knows people who are killing. They know them. But Abuja did not allow them to remove those terrorists, to kill them. Benue State Governor Hyacinth Adeya, he said on Channels Television, and I quote, that they conducted a judicial panel of inquiry, that they indicted people in Aso Rock and people in Senate who are arming the Fulani militia to kill Benue people. This is a current governor making this statement. See, you see the reason why I'm saying this. Removing Tinubu will enable people to be able to put up a fight against these terrorists. If you didn't remove Tinubu administration with all this allegation, we are going to hell. They will continue to back these terrorists. I say these terrorists are going all out war against you. You people don't know what is coming. These terrorists are going out on that war. So it is not about maybe if someone just enter Aso Rock, the person will change Nigeria. Nobody will change Nigeria. This is because of the concept the ideologies and the information I have. My own reasoning might be different from yours, and I respect your own thoughts. I respect your own reasoning. But I'm telling you the reality. I am telling you with proofs and evidence with what I'm saying. You understand? This is because if these people in government right now are controlling the terrorists, anybody who will assume office, they will still control the terrorists to destabilize the country. Let me give you an example. Are you not here, or were you not here when Buhari said that he will soak Nigeria with blood if he did not win election? He was boasting because the coalition of Tinubu and Buhari had imported the terrorists in 2015. So he knew that he had militias. He had armies who will go to the street and start killing anyhow. A professor of law, a pastor, Yemi Osibanjo, he now endorsed what Buhari said, and he said that they are going to form a parallel government if Jonathan wins the election. I am telling you that these people, they were preparing to slaughter all of us. They were preparing to kill us. So, removing Tinubu is not political. It is a counter-terrorism. And Tinubu is not just the figure. Removing APC is a counter-terrorism. Let me give you another proof. In the year 2023, it was in the year 2023, Kunde Olawumi was a naval commodore. He served in different capacity, both the DIA, NEIA, and so on and so forth. He made a shocking statement on Channels Television, and I want you to write what I'm saying down because I want you to go and check everything I'm saying. I want you to go and check them. So Mr. Kunde Olawumi said that I have served in military intelligence in all my life. I want to let you know that when we wanted to stop Boko Haram, the people were arrested, their confessions, the fight we saw from DSS, people in Asurok, some of them who are governors and some of them are senators. They are the one who are sponsoring the security in Nigeria. This is the leader of Nigeria Intelligence Agency at that time. So if he can come out to make such statement, I want you to be very careful on how you support people who are killing you. Removing Tinubu is a counter-terrorism. Anybody who is going to enter again, like Obi, the war will continue. The insecurity is going to increase. I am telling you this based on experience and knowledge I have about security. If Obi enter as the president tomorrow, the thing will increase. The war will continue. But we have only one advantage. The only advantage you will have is that you will now be able to fight, and the federal power will not back the terrorists. That is the two different things there. You will now be able to fight, and the federal power will not back the terrorists, because whether you like it or not, I am not a warmonger. Everything I told you last year has happened. I am telling you that these terrorists are going out all out war. I know that people with Okocha, the war has already started now. They have sacked so many villages. They are already in Lagos. They are already in everywhere. But that is not the war I'm talking about too. They will just be shooting sporadically everywhere. Police and military will be running. Police and military will be running. They will be running. Nobody to save you. And that time you will understand why I have been advocating for a gun revolution. Why I want every youth, especially the male people, male gender, above 18 years, join a security outfit, join vigilante group, join the national hunters, go and buy a gun, acquire arms. No, that is just the only solution to be able to withstand these people a little, because these people are coming. They are coming. You know their mission statement now, to overthrow the Nigerian government. Now, overthrowing the Nigerian government might not necessarily be like a military coup used to see. They have a principles of infiltration. If they infiltrate the government, they have taken over the government. Yeah, if they infiltrate the government and controls the president, they have already taken over the government. Then to install an Islamic state is what they are going to use gun, because everybody will not agree. And if they do not succeed, Nigeria will still be separated. If they succeed, God forbid, they will now impose Sharia law on everybody. This is their game plan, and I decided to answer this question. People are talking about 2027. Whoever wins, if Tinubu remains, things will get worse. If Peter Obi wins, the things are still going to get worse. I'm not saying this thing because Obi don't have capacity. I am telling you that the only advantage you will have is that Obi will not back the terrorists. In fact, he will try to fight them. That is the only advantage you will have. So you now have someone who is now genuinely fighting. Because all these people, this government, they are not genuinely fighting. I know people will ask questions. Okocha, what are you saying? Is Tinubu administration not fighting terrorists? How can you fight what you created? Is it not Tinubu coalition that imported them? They admitted that they imported them now. You are not understanding what I'm saying. They admitted that they imported them. So how can you say they are fighting insecurity genuinely? If I say anything that is not true, DSS knows where to pick me. But terrorists will be negotiating ransom on video call. By the way, Gumi said they knows these terrorists by their name. He said Tinubu knows them by their name. He have their number and he knows their location. If Gumi didn't lie, you people should come out and tell us that he's lying. But definitely he's not lying. So this is it. Let me know what you think on the comment section about this.
There was evidence because insurgents who were killed, their telephones were probed, and they were in contact with security officers while they were operating. That is to show we have accomplices within the security forces. And that is why when people are being attacked, some instruction will come from above, whoever it would be, to ensure that these people receive the worst kind of treatment before the security forces would come. The people who are sponsoring insurgency in Nigeria didn't just wake up and then became insurgents or started to sponsor insurgency. It started and grew till when we got Sharia into our constitution. According to Sharia, Muslims will have to be the lords. You will have to submit. I will have to submit. Muslims who don't believe in that violence have to submit. There are rules. So since Sharia came in, insurgency in real time came in because they have the right under Sharia to convert the unbeliever.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sorry to interrupt you. Pardon me. The aspect of Sharia the Constitution allows, correct me if I'm wrong, it is in the cases of inheritance, marriage, marital issues, disputes.
Those were the penal code thing which Sardauna had.
Yes.
The Sharia today.
Yes.
Why was Leah Sharibu taken out of so many girls?
That's
Hold on. Why was the lady in Sokoto stoned to death? It's Sharia. So there are so many things that have happened which we can refer to, which are Sharia compliant issues. Many things have happened. Why do we have a parallel policing in Kano? It is because of Sharia. So, if you are in Kano, even if you are an Igbo man or whoever, and you want to trade your beer, you go and smash it. If you are lucky to go away alive. That is Sharia. So, sir, anybody who deceives you and said the penal code which we had, which the Sardauna accepted as a means of accommodating the middle belters then because of the Willings Commission requirement, is not what we have today. What we have today, adopted by the 12 local government, states in the north, is the true Sharia. And where they want and when they want to implement, they implement. Even states that are not as aggressive. Not long ago, was it about 2 years ago, my governor in Borno went to and said any hotel that they think was a brochure, quote unquote, how do you qualify a place? They smashed it and destroyed such plots. Churches are not allowed spaces in some areas. So what is that?
To own that.
Yes. So what is that? It is Sharia. So you see, we pretend. That is the problem with this content. We pretend to be running a circular system in the north. It is no more that way. And this insurgency would not be there without Sharia. When we had the penal code, there was no such insurgency. There was no such aggression. There would not be somebody coming with a gun and say, Allahu Akbar, and attack others. It wasn't there. Under the penal code, it wasn't there. Under Sharia, it's there. And we cannot deny that. It is for the others to wake up and say, look, if you want to practice this, you have the right based on your religion, but you can't impose it on us. Let's think of a way of coexisting with this. And what is happening? What is going to happen next? These people will say, let's part ways.
When you made mention to a couple of people who were, lynched, lynched, set on fire, and said it was because of Sharia. I was trying to disagree because I know the Sharia process will be, you take the person to face a Sharia panel, and then there will be witnesses called, just more or less like a regular trial court and all of that. But that was not the case. That's what I was trying to correct. It was just mob justice. Yes, maybe influenced by radical clerics. So I don't respond to that. But let's go back to this insecurity. I've had northern leaders. Dr. Akim Baba Ahmed is a highly respected northern leader, a Muslim, highly respected intellectual. He attributes the insecurity from the north largely, preponderantly, and I tend to agree with him, to misgovernance, bad governance, from governors, local governments, and all, even the president. Do you disagree with this?
Yes, people in power directs and determines what their people do. So in that regard, you can't disagree with him.
Do you
disagree? No, I said you and I too can disagree with him. Because if those things that initiated the Boko Haram insurgency didn't start from the political circle, allowing them to do what they did, it wouldn't have exploded to where it is now. And that is true, because leadership determines what the followership does. Good, fine and good. Even those who are attributing so many things to Ali Sharif, I look at Ali Sharif as saint compared to some people who came after him. Because though Ali Sharif negotiated with a religious group, which was at dead not Boko Haram, they were a religious group to assist him wrestle power. It was later they became Boko Haram. But how did they become Boko Haram? The same Ali Sharif went after them when they insisted on Sharia. He didn't want to be Sharia compliant at the time. So to that extent, I tell some people, I don't see Ali Sharif as
Ali
Madu Sharif as the man who started this thing. Yes, he negotiated with these people to assist him to wrestle power, which they did. But he refused to implement Sharia. All the same, he had his own militant group, but nearly all governors also have theirs to ensure that they win election. So, sir, without the constitutional backing which we had in 1999 Constitution, many of these governors in the north will not declare Sharia. That is the truth. Because they believe now with Sharia, rather than the penal code in the Constitution, they can declare Sharia in their states, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can go to court, they will tell you Sharia is in the Constitution, and they have the right to practice their religion. Those then who went further to say, yes, in this system, we are allowed to persecute those who don't adhere to Islamic norms, and Christians don't. These things wouldn't be there, sir. So let's be plain and straight. We have reached a stage in this country where you cannot stop these people from practicing their religion. And it has been started in the Constitution. Sharia is there in the Constitution. 73 mentions. You can go and cross-check. There's no mention of Christianity or anything to say that you exist in the first place in the Constitution. None. You can go check people who have gone through the Constitution. So the issue is, how do we navigate away from this source of problem? Because it is already there. It is in the Constitution. And governors who have introduced Sharia, Hizbah, etc., will say that Sharia is in the Constitution and you cannot do anything about it because they are Nigerians. How do we navigate out of that? That is the question.
I'm sure our viewers will struggle, especially northern Muslims, will struggle to agree with you. Because I'll go back to the issue of bad governance, failure of leadership, according to Dr. Akim Baba Ahmed, according to pretty much everybody I've sat with. And I've been on this for years now. Sir, 20 million plus children out of school on the streets. You see them everywhere in the north. Children of school going age on the streets.
Yes.
Those are the ready supply, the recruitment source for all these bandits, terrorists, kidnappers, insurgents, name it. Do you agree, sir?
I agree.
There's no primary health care in anywhere, any villages, no primary health care in almost all the places. Look at primary schools. So poverty, sir, look at poverty. Poverty in the north is like 10 times worse than the rest of Nigeria. I could go on, reading out these horrific statistics. So I go back to it. Is it fair to just narrow down on the issue of Sharia as the lone causative factor for all these problems?
Thank you. The practice of taking children, handing them over to malams or to these mullahs to train, to travel
rather than taking them to school.
Listen, to travel with them, blah, blah, is still part of the religious practice. You don't go to my village, you will not see a beggar on the street with a ball in his hand. It's shameful in my tradition to even have someone who is physically challenged, whether even mentally, to see him on the street begging, because in my tradition it's a taboo. You keep your weak and feed them till they die. So it is the practice in northern Muslim areas, and it is as mentioned and as we agree that yes, bad governance has something to do about it. However, let me put it to you. The politicians depend on these clerics for support. They support a person to become a governor. When they get to the seat, how many of them have the balls to now say, you cannot carry children around and travel with them begging here and then? How many of them? So in that respect, we'll say, yes, bad governance. Then another thing, people are producing children who they cannot support. You and if, I don't know whether you are Christian or Muslim, you are confined to have one wife. And how many children you can take care of? In Islam, you can have up to 4 wives. According to the rule, if you can take care of them equitably. Nobody cares about equitably. Produce children, you cannot take care of them, hand them over to the Malam, and the Malam travels out. They learn menial works, go around Abuja. Who are the nail cutters? Who are the cobblers? It's all this kind of children. Many of them have gone to school, many of them have not. Now, an alternative education has not been provided. Jonathan tried to establish Almajiri system schools. Go to those schools. Are they being occupied by Almajiris? You will find out Almajiris are not there. So, sir, it is not just government. Jonathan tried, but the system resisted. The system resisted. So, if these boys are used as cannon fodder for insurgency, it is not just government. It is the system.
Dr. Bitrus, let's make progress. We all witnessed the horrific atrocities in Mangu local government, Boko's local government, Bakin local government, where entire villages or communities were wiped out.
Yes.
In what many have described as genocidal, including yourself.
Yes.
Yet, we have evidence that those villagers alerted security forces that this was coming, these people are coming.
That's correct.
And yet, security forces, conveniently did not show up before, and while those atrocities were being perpetrated, they didn't show up until after the entire place was decimated. Then they showed. What's going on, sir? How do you explain this?
There's complicity within the security forces. Simple. I mean, nothing other than that. You see, the people who sponsors and who sponsored this thing when it started know where they were, the level things have reached, to the extent that they can do something and even protect the aggressors. When General T.Y. said that they are colluding, you remember that there was evidence. Because insurgents who were killed, their telephones were probed, and they were in contact with security officers while they were operating. That is to show we have accomplices within the security forces. And that is why when people are being attacked, some instruction will come from above, whoever it would be, to ensure that these people receive the worst kind of treatment before the security forces would come. That is one. 2, even after the attack, while lamenting, rather than coming to assist in some cases, we have lots of records, the security forces would come. If any of their children decides to even fight back, they will be arrested. That is, the victim is now being victimized. This has happened over and over again. So the issue is, the system is already rotten. And thank God, the present government, having received the pressure from the US, has allowed the Americans to assist and collaborate with our government to ensure that this thing is halted. But the major work is for you and I to do the needful, rather than chickening out and pretend. Because sometimes when I hear people who know, who even suffered genocidal attacks in the area, saying that there is no genocide, I do laugh. There is genocidal attacks on Christian communities to displace them. In the northwest, there's genocidal attack against Muslim Hausas, indigenous Hausas. The jihad of which started in 1804, took over power. That is traditional institutions. But the land remained in the hands of the Hausas. Today, the Hausas are also being killed and dispossessed of their land. So it has become multifaceted, but all the same. You look at the history, whether at how Islam started, it is the same trend, sir. It has not changed. So with Sharia, whether we like it or not, that's what will continue to happen, unless it is crushed. Negotiation will not work. Anybody who say non-kinetic, that is the funny terminology I've heard. Somebody who think that, one, if he kills, and if he dies trying to kill for his faith, he's going above to meet some beautiful facilities beyond what he gets here. It's here, it's in the mind. You can't change him through some non-kinetic something. He is out there to either kill or be killed. If somebody would voluntarily go and blow himself up just because he feels he's going to be rewarded, how do you solve the problem through some non-kinetic approach? So the issue is, this thing will not stop unless it is crushed.